G'day there. Yep, it's me again, Kiwi Pete from down under. Hidden somewhere down under Australia. We used to be, but we ain't anymore now. We're part of that globalised system now. Bugger it. Never mind. I'm going to talk about the Mad Hatter's Resource Burn-Up Party. I've been having it for most of 68 years now. It's if it hadn't been for my favourite corporates, I'd be starved of it. Especially when my favourite corporates were actually given masses of freedom, which is just wonderful. Yeah, in fact, they're actually called a person, you see. A corporation's called a person, a legal person. So they can do anything they like. Yeah, they can rule the roost, and boy, do they do it anyway. The Mad Hatter, of course, how did that come about? Well, of course, it was in the old days in Britain when the hatters made hats, and they used to dip their arms down into mercury bars, that's right. They used to completely immerse their arms. And they went stark raving mad, that's right. Hang on a minute, I'm not going to have a bar of that. I talked to a Mad Hatter the other day and he was as sane as you and I. Yep, sane enough to say, he said he was sane enough to say with mercury, it's no different than the fluoride in your water. Yeah, he says that's a lot of rubbish, you know. And he looked a bit funny, but then if I looked in the mirror, then I look a bit funny too, you know. And he's just as sane as I am because he has his mercury and I have my fluoride, so we're both you know much of a kin really. Anyway, I reckon I've used and abused just about every known resource on this planet. Yeah, I love me occasional airplane rides, me big hungry car, me curbside rubbish bins. Geez, I need those big rubbish bins to fill them up with all the junk I buy from the local shops. That's right. It's so much fun ripping off all those third world countries, using up all their resources, and within 6 months, you know, I'm back again, and I fill up me big shopping trolleys again, and I just keep on repeating it, throw it into the rubbish and starting again. Yeah, I just love to see how much junk I can squeeze into those trolleys too. That's half the fun of it, you know. Best of all though, I love me credit cards. Just like in the good old US of A, I'm heading towards joining the rest of the world in the wild party to borrow so much we will owe the lenders like they do in the good old US of A $183,000 every man, person and dog, you know. Oh, it's just amazing, isn't it? Yeah, $53 trillion the Americans owe people like China and the oil cartel and God knows who else. That's right. They haven't got a hope of ever paying it back. Mind you, you shouldn't give up hope, you know. You shouldn't give up hope. I like to burn up as much coal as possible too. I used to. I can't get my hands on it any other way I used to, but I lived in a time when we used to have a coal range, and boy, I used to love that stuff, drifting beautifully up into the clouds, that's right, and that amazing tarry stink. But the good news is those great big power stations, there's heaps of them, and they're all burning up thousands of tons of it every day, sending that beautiful pollution up into the atmosphere. Yeah, bring on the global warming. I can't wait. Anyway, I just think we ought to get rid of those bloody... We need to get rid of them. We've already done it. We've got rid of those natural insects, the worms and all of those things that used to look after and tend the soil. We didn't damn well need them. No, we didn't because the petrochemical industry was there. My corporate buddies came along with all these amazing artificial fertilisers, that's right. And so you don't need your worms, you don't need your insects anymore. You can go down to your local garden shop and you can buy a bag of phosphorus if you want to and throw it on your garden and everything grows like Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah, it must be good for you too, all that phosphorus going into your system. Who needs bloody grubby old worm cast, you know, all that natural stuff? No, we've got to get rid of all of that stuff, and we've done a beautiful job of it, haven't we, anyway? Now, I just love my house because I've got all the technological trimmings. Eat your heart out, you poor suckers in the third world countries of nothing. I've got everything, and I'm going to make sure it stays that way. If you get too stroppy, some of my mates will probably nuke you. That's right. Yeah, they've got all the facilities to do that. Yeah, they spent plenty of money in that area. I did try once to conserve a bit, you know. I think I was going a bit screwy, a bit loopy at the time, and I thought, gee, you're doing all right. You're doing all right, Kiwi Pete. So I got onto the internet because I knew there was a site there, someone told me, where you could look and see just how well you're doing. And I thought, boy, I'm going to be inside one planet. But just between you and me, I was using as much as 3.5 planets. Yeah, that's how much it would take just to keep me going. Wow, what a waste of bloody time that was. Bugger you, planet Earth. I'm not going to bloody sticking with that one. The only stupid people on the planet that haven't joined the party, you know, and that are not mercurised, they're not fluoridated, and they're not artificialised, or having any fun at all using up the ones that live in the middle of Africa or India, where they live like their ancestors did hundreds of bloody years ago. The buggers reckon they're happy, but you and I know they're not, because they ain't got all the stuff we got, have they? They haven't got all this stuff, oh my God, no. And finally, just quietly, you future generation of kids, my generation and the one before, are leaving you lot with nothing. That's right. Yep, we do a lot of bullshit talking, but do nothing. We do nothing at all. You buggers will have to be scrambling for the few crumbs for within the next 40 years, and you'll be left with our big unpayable bills. That's right. God, I find that so funny that we've cleaned up the whole of this planet. The bloody lard, there's nothing left in the larder. There'll be no fresh water, no oil, no iron. In fact, no nothing. Everything polluted and a dying planet. So we've left you with nothing but pain and devastation. I find that so funny, don't you?